Hi, I'm Jason Farley, and I've been asked to do a short video about myself and about what I do for a living. I have the best job in the whole world. I like to tell folks that because I am a professional rodeo clown barrel man. For the past several years, I've got to travel around the country, all the way from back east into the Atlantic coast, all the way out west to Las Vegas, up north to Montana, all the way down south, almost to the Mexican border in South Texas. Love what I do for a living. And man, I'm a very blessed man to get to do that. And getting to that point wasn't always easy because I wasn't raised with rodeo. I was raised a poor kid. I started out in California and we moved around. I joke around and tell folks that we moved around every time that the rent come due. But that wasn't very far from the truth. I went to a new school every year that I was in school, except for 1 year. I went to one school here in Arkansas for 2 full years. Other than that, we moved at least once a year. So that kind of set me up for some hard times. But when I did move to Arkansas, I got to go to the Arkansas State Fair, and I got to go to the PRCA Rodeo when I was a freshman or a sophomore in high school, and I got to watch the pro rodeo down there. And I remember coming back and somebody played a George Strait song, Amarillo by Morning, and that kind of set a pace for my life apparently, because the next morning I got up and I told my mom. I remember where she's at. She's sitting at the sink washing dishes, and I walked up. I said, "Mom, I want to be a rodeo man." Now, I'd like to say she thought that was a great idea, but truth be told, she laughed at me and said, "Yeah, right." But throughout my life, I've had a lot of people laugh at me, but that works out great because I am a rodeo clown. So that's kind of the thing in my life, people laughing at me. And starting out that way, not being in a rodeo family, I struggled a little bit because I didn't have much of a support group. I didn't have people that encouraged me or showed me the right way to do it. But I started rodeoing at 17 years old. And man, I went to rodeo schools. I found people that were like-minded, people that were champions in set events. And man, they encouraged me and showed me the right way to do it, and were some great mentors to me as I was growing up. And man, it was great. And but I got laughed at a lot. Be honest with you, I wore a lot of secondhand clothes, wore old cheap stuff, old hats. I remember kids at school calling me Cowboy Jason, and they'd yee-haw and like that. And the worst thing back then, I don't hear it much now, but back then they would call you a wannabe. If you wasn't a real cowboy, you was a wannabe. And I remember that used to hurt my feelings so bad. But I took that and I actually used it for fuel. And I remember, boy, I want people to call me a wannabe now, because my reply to them anytime somebody said you're a wannabe, I'd say, "Yeah, I want to be the best." And man, I've tried throughout the years to do what I can to reach that level of being at the top of my game. And man, I've been blessed. I've had a great career. And like I said, went to rodeo schools and started rodeoing real hard. And then I talked my mom into moving to Colorado because that was cowboy country. I could rodeo out there in Little Britches and in high school. And I met a man out there who was an ag teacher. His name was Jerry Allen. He was my FFA advisor, and he took a liking to me because I was from the South. I said things like sir and ma'am and thank you and please, and so he thought I was a good kid. So he took me under his wing, kind of mentored me, and he helped me to achieve my goals. And I can remember it was in January, I was a student of the month in the FFA. And man, I love telling this story because I think it kind of set my life as to where I am now. I became student of the month in the FFA, and the Elks Lodge did a dinner for all the vocational students that were students of the month, FBLA, FHA, FFA, and I was the student of the month in FFA. So they did the big dinner, and that night all the ag advisors and the FBLA advisors, they'd get up and they'd talk about each kid. I remember each one would get up and they'd say, "Well, this is Susie, she wants to be a doctor. This is Billy, he wants to be a lawyer." And I can still remember when my ag teacher, Mr. Allen, got up there, he said, "This is Jason Farley, and he wants to be a rodeo clown." I remember people laughing that night too, but that's okay. That's kind of the, like I said, the theme to my life is people laughing at me. That's okay, because I don't know where Billy is and I don't know where Susie is. If they ever become doctors and lawyers, I hope they got their goals like I did mine, because I'm 46 years old now. In the past several years, I've got to rodeo all across this great nation. I've got to see great things that I wouldn't have got to if I hadn't accomplished my goals as a rodeo clown. Man, I love getting to be a rodeo clown, getting to pack this barrel around. I rodeo in the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. That's a major league of professional rodeo. I get to do PBR events all over the country. Man, I'm blessed, and I'm still Cowboy Jason. I still get to go into schools, talk to folks in schools, and lots of things like that. And I think about those old days. And in 2017, I got to take this barrel, and I got to become the PRCA Bullfights Barrel Man of the Year. And I got to walk across the stage in Las Vegas at the National Finals Rodeo. That was a pretty big accomplishment for a poor kid that never really had much of a chance at succeeding. And I told you all that to tell you this, man, if you want something, there's got to be that one thing in your life. It doesn't have to be a rodeo clown. That was my thing. Man, that's what made me stay up at night. That's the first thing I thought about when I got up out of bed. It's the last thing I thought about when I went to sleep, is being a rodeo clown, being a rodeo man. I wanted that so bad. I wanted it more than I wanted to breathe. But so you have to have that one thing that you think about constantly. Rather, if you're going to be a plumber, a doctor, a lawyer, a fireman, a policeman, an educator, it doesn't matter as long as it matters to you. You have to have that one thing, and you have to have that drive and determination to do that. Second thing, and this is something that I believe is, if you want to succeed in any area in life, if you want to be a successful educator, if you want to be a successful football player or a doctor or lawyer, you have to have this thing here. You have to have a mind for others. And man, I believe that if you will help others succeed, you'll succeed as well. Take the time to be kind to people. Take the time to help people up and show them. I had a whole lot of people going up, from people that had been to the national finals, that mentored me, like Lyle Sankey and other people throughout life that were very kind to me and showed me the way to be a professional rodeo cowboy. So don't forget about doing those other people. And the last thing, the third thing that I believe that you'll have to have success in whatever it is that you want to do, is tenacity. As to be tenacious, to have that bulldog grit of not quitting. There's going to be lots of times, no matter what it is, whatever field it is that you want to do, you're going to have that mentality that you're just not going to quit. I can remember one time, and I won't tell you rodeo stories all day, but I can remember in Utah in 2017, it was raining, it was late fall, and I was doing a bullfight outside. I was working Spanish fighting bulls, just like what they fight with the Cape in Spain, and worked about 20 of them that night, and I was soaking wet, it was snowing, it was raining, the arena looked like a pond. And I can remember when they'd hit me, my barrel would skip. And I can remember being so tired and so sore, my legs hurt so bad, and I was so cold, people were bringing coats out there to me. And I can remember being down my barrel and thinking, man, I could just kind of hang back. I could just kind of take it easy tonight. And then I thought, how bad do you want it? Man, and that was that same year that they honored me as being the PRCA Barrelman of the Year. And I believe it's moments like that, and you'll have moments as well as whatever avenue you want to take to succeed in life, that you have to have that grit of saying, how bad do I want it? Am I willing to do this? Am I willing to do this? And whether it be a trade school, whether it be college, or whatever it is that you want to do whatever it takes to get that one thing in your life. And you know, I've told you all this, and man, I love the saying, I didn't come this far just to come this far. Keep moving, keep hustling, and you know, I'll leave you with one thought here, is that people still laugh at me today, but now they have to pay for a ticket. They get to come watch me, they have to sit in the stands, but they still laugh at me, and I take a lot of pride in that. I take a lot of pride in being an entertainer, whether if I'm at Walmart, whether if I'm at home, or if I'm in the arena. I get to make folks laugh. I get to make them kind of forget about the problems that they have for just a little bit. I'm blessed to get to do what I do. Good luck to you, and thank you for watching my video.